Hi guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. Hi guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. My name is Felicia Mufa and in today's video, we are going to read a story called Divorce Prescription. This is an this is a misguided story about Adam Alvarez and Celine Tate. And I believe you're gonna love the story because it's an interesting story. Anyways, I'm really sorry I'm not feeling well. I really regret not making it a live video since I didn't start the beginning with a live video. I don't know how I'm going to continue with as a live video. That's why I'm still reading it here. So we are going to continue from chapter 102. So if you are new to this channel, thank you so much for coming, clicking this video. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate you. And I believe you are not going to regret this because you are going to love the story. And if you're an old subscriber, thank you for always coming back. I really do appreciate you guys a lot. I really do. Let's get right into it. So we're going to continue from chapter 103 because the other time we ended at chapter 102. 102. So we're going to continue from 103. Larry's eyes widened as the realization dawned on him. From the moment he was released from prison, Celine had been aware. She had been waiting for him. Everyone thought she would never dare reveal the dark shadows of her childhood. A woman always put the utmost importance on her reputation, after all. She hadn't told Mary nor had she told Adam. When he demanded money, she gave it to him. When he knocked her unconscious and kidnapped her, she seemed helpless, like a prey ensnared by its predator. However, that was all an illusion. She had been pretending and was in control the whole time. The small recording device she wore told the true story, whether it was his demand for 100 million or his attempt to rape her in the cave. Every step of his crimes had played into her hands. She had used her apparent obedience to feed his greed and used her endurance to lead him deeper into the pit of his own making. She had baited him with herself. Now, 10 years later, she had sent him back into the abyss. With the multitude of charges against him, his fate was sealed. It was either a death sentence or life imprisonment. Everything had gone according to a plan. What Larry had figured out, Lucy also realized. She remembered the moment when Hansel brought Larry into the Tate family. Celine had stood outside silently watching. Lucy stared at Celine in shock. This wasn't the same little girl who had chased her mom's car, sobbing as she was abandoned. This wasn't the helpless child who had called her mom for help after being violated. This wasn't the girl wandering aimlessly through the woods without a home. Years had passed and Celine had grown. She stood tall now, confident and resolute. Her clear eyes radiated unwavering determination. Celine turned to face the cameras again. Her voice was steady, resonant, and full of strength. I've never felt ashamed of my life. I don't believe in punishing myself for the crimes of others. If you've experienced what I have, if you've been hurt the same way, remember, don't cover. Don't cover and don't be afraid. I know it's hard, but you must stand up for yourself. No one else can save you. You have to save yourself. She has saved herself. Ruben, standing nearby, was overcome with emotion. Tears welled in her eyes as she clapped her hands. The reporters looked down with guilt. They began murmuring apologies. Miss Celine, we are sorry. We misunderstood you earlier and raised our voices at you. Celine, I have two daughters. I can't imagine the courage it took for you to do this. You are amazing. Thumbs went up all around. Adam watched silently from a distance, his gaze fixed on Celine. He had doubted her ability to handle everything on her own. However, she used herself as bait, and he finally saw her trap unfold. Her calculated reversal of the entire situation made him realize how wrong he had been. She had said she would handle it herself, and she had. He had always dismissed her and underestimated her, yet time and time again, she defied his expectations. He wasn't sure what kind of woman he preferred before. However, beauty paired with intelligence and unyielding spirit was mesmerizing. Celine standing here in this moment was radiant. Nathan stood nearby, stunned by everything he had just witnessed. Adam, you knew, didn't you? Adam didn't answer. His silence was all the confirmation Nathan needed. Nathan remained silent. He could have had his moment as the knight in shining armor. He couldn't help but feel their brotherhood had changed. Meanwhile, Lucy and Carly stood frozen, their faces ashen. They had never imagined things would take such a drastic turn. They were the ones who had been utterly defeated in the press conference. Lucy quickly said, Celine, I'm sorry, I misunderstood you earlier. Please, let me explain. I didn't know anything about this. Sling gaze was once stone cold. Did you really not know anything? Before Lucy could respond, the police officer stepped forward. Lucy Garcia, during Larry's escape, you harbored and sheltered a fugitive. We have reasonable suspicion that you collided with him. Please come with us for further investigation. The officers didn't wait for a response and grabbed Lucy by the arms. So we are going to chapter 104. Chapter 104. Lucy's mind buzzed, her thoughts freezing for a moment. She suddenly recalled that when Larry escaped, she had indeed taken him in. Shocked, she turned to Celine. Wasn't you? It was Celine who orchestrated Larry's release through Leo. She had anticipated that Larry would run straight to the Tate family. Celine met Lucy's gaze with an innocent expression and a faint smile curling her lips. I don't understand what you are accusing me of, Mom. You don't owe me an explanation. Save it for the authorities. How dare you? Lucy's voice cracked. From the distance, Larry now restrained. Sorry, from a distance, Larry now restrained by the police, let out a desperate cry. I don't want to go to jail. Miss Tate, save me, please save me. The crowd's eyes shifted sharply to Lucy. The whisper started spreading like wildfire. Her reputation as a good mother was completely ruined. Lucy's expression changed as she panicked. Shut up, make him stop. The reporters started discussing among themselves. Didn't that man go to prison 10 years ago for molesting a child? Are we supposed to believe she didn't know? And she still associates herself with someone who harmed her own daughter. What kind of mother does that? Didn't you hear Miss Tate? The ultimate pick me first for Hayden, now for Carly. The phrase ultimate pick me hit Lucy like a slap to the face. She didn't like that nickname and was flushed with anger. No, it's not like that. That's not true. She wanted to defend herself, but the two officers standing on either side of her grip, or on either side of her, gripped her arms firmly and escorted her away. Carly stayed frozen in place. She panicked and her face went blank. How could it have come to this? What was she supposed to do now? This press conference had gone horribly wrong. They had fallen into a trap. Mom, Carly opened her mouth again to call out, but the judgmental eyes and murmurs around her made her snap it shut. No one was more confused than Benjamin, whose mind was spinning, trying to piece together what just unfolded. That was when he noticed a pair of clear, beautiful eyes looking straight at him. It was Celine. A pang of guilt struck Benjamin. He hadn't known what she had been through, the horrors she had faced. Well, you never asked. You just jumped into conclusion because you believe she is a country pumpkin and she doesn't even have the right to have feelings, to even express her pain because she is the country pumpkin. And Carly is the city pumpkin. So, who is Celine to? How will you know what she have been through, Mr. Benjamin? A pang of guilt struck Benjamin. He hadn't known that she had been through what she had been through, the horrors she had faced. Celine walked toward him. Benjamin, are you thirsty? What? Benjamin was baffled by the abrupt question. Celine smiled sweetly. If you are thirsty, have some nutmeg. It's good for your brain. With that, she turned and walked away. Ruby couldn't hold back a laugh as she hurried to follow Celine. Benjamin stood there in silence. Did she just ask him to have some nutmeg for his brain? Was she implying that he was stupid? Well, do you need a prophet or a soothsayer to say that to you? Whatever guilt he had felt moments ago vanished in an instant. His face darkened as he shouted, Celine, Celine, come back and explain yourself. It was then that Carly approached Benjamin, her eyes glistening with unshed tears. She couldn't afford to lose him. Benjamin, I don't know how things turned out like this. I had no idea Larry was such a monster. Benjamin's expression turned sour at the mention of Larry. Don't bring up that bastard. Don't bring up that bastard. He's done for. He will rot in prison. And Carly, don't blame yourself. You are kind and beautiful. You were deceived like the rest of us. The guy is just such a dummy. He is so naive. Like, so naive. He is under the spell of Kali. Chapter 105. Benami stood by her side, which eased Kali's nerves a little. After the press conference ended, Adam returned to his luxury Rolls Royce. In his deep, magnetic voice, he instructed Leo in front seat. Inform the media that I don't want any news about Celine leaking out. Leo replied with a harsh tone. Don't worry, Mr. Alvarez. Several female reporters at the scene already took the initiative to delete all photos and videos of Mrs. Alvarez. They won't be reporting anything about her. Adam's lips curled into a face make. She does have a way of winning people over. Leo, with genuine admiration, added, Mrs. Alvarez is truly courageous. Adam raised an eyebrow. She was indeed very brave. He pulled out his phone and dialed a number. Hello, James. His uncle, James Lambert, was the renowned president of Georgian University and medical professor respected wherever he went. Adam, this is rare. What's on your mind? James, I need a favor, Adam said. Interesting. If it's not, if it isn't, guys, I'm not feeling well, please. I'm not feeling well, so my vibe is also not well. If it's enough to make you call personally, I'm all ears, James replied. I want to enroll a young woman at a university. Adam said, a young woman who? James was curious. Her name is Celine. Please arrange for her to join the medical program, Adam said calmly. Celine, isn't she your stand-in bride? All right, have her report to Young University tomorrow. I would like to meet this so-called stand-in bride myself, James said. Adam ended the call and Leo couldn't hide his surprise. Mr. Alvarez, you are sending Mrs. Alvarez to Young University. Looking out the window, Adam replied, Celine is clever, but she had never had a proper chance to study. She stopped going to school when she was 16. I know I know now that it wasn't entirely her fault. With an adoptive father like hers, education probably wasn't an option. So guys, I find it so funny, but I'll keep repeating it. A lot of people think that this story is about me, guys. So people actually think I also stopped going to school at the age of 16. But this story is not about me, guys. This story is not about me, and the truth is, I actually don't believe that. Although I believe in education, I actually don't think like a very wise man used to say that education doesn't refine people. Like I know so many people who weren't even able to complete JHS, but trust me when I say this, they are very knowledgeable. They are full of wisdom, the way they carry themselves and everything, guys. So I also know a lot of people who actually believe the story. I've also encountered a lot of people who are well educated, and trust me, you don't want to hear about it. So I know a lot of people think that this story is about me and blah 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 blah. Blah. It is. It isn't about me. It isn't about me. I know I can resonate with some part of the story, but this story is an imaginary story. Imaginary, not a true story. And even if it's a true story, it isn't about me. Trust me on that. If even if it's a true story, it isn't about me. So I wasn't a school dropout at the age of 16. Trust me, I wasn't. By sending her to Yomi University, I hope she can build a better future for herself since she seems to have some interest in medicine. That's where she'll go. Leo's eyes lit up. Mr. Alvarez, that's brilliant foresight. I don't expect her to shine on some grand stage like Carly, basking in the spotlight. I just want her to improve herself a little. Finding a stable career is far better than sitting still, thinking about which man to latch onto next. Leo chimed in cheerfully. Mrs. Alvarez will undoubtedly work hard. She won't disappoint you. Adam's gaze remained on the passing scenery. He hoped so. He just hoped she wouldn't cause any trouble. In a lavish private room of five-star hotel, Heidi was enjoying dinner with David, Robert, and Harry. Ever since the debacle at Sonia's 80th birthday banquet, he had been working hard to rebuild his reputation and secure his dinner with the three influential businessmen. Raising his glass, Hayden said with a grin, Mr. Weston, Mr. Lanning, Mr. Lavin, I look forward to your guidance in future business endeavors. The three businessmen clinked their glasses with him. You are too modest, Mr. Tate. Everyone knows your beloved daughter is romantically involved with Mr. Alvarez. It's only a matter of time before you become his father in law. These men were only here because of Hades' connection to Adam. Over the years, Adam had elevated the Tate family to great heights. Upon hearing this, Hayden laughed happily. He knew the press conference was ongoing and he could soon become Adam's father in law. All that was left now was a call from Lucy. Hmm. So Hayden is waiting for Lucy to call him and say that. Well, Larry was able to, convince the press that Celine is this and that, what's not and what. But he is going to get disappointed. That hidden man is a very wicked person. Carly stood silently to the side, her expression indifferent as she watched Lucy get slapped. She made no move to intervene. In her eyes, Lucy was just a stepmother, not a real mother. Dad, what do we do now? Hayden turned to Carly and said, Carly, I've noticed Mr. Alvarez's attitude towards Celine has changed. He is the key to everything. You need to make sure he stays firmly in your corner. Oh my God. Carly let out a cold laugh, lifting her chin proudly. She declared, Dad, do you think Celine actually believes Adam likes her? She's delusional. I will show her her place soon enough. Even now, Carly didn't see Celine as a threat. Sure, Celine had won a few rounds lately. However, when it came to Adam, Celine would never win. She could try if she didn't believe it. Celine had just returned to Alvarez's residence when her phone buzzed. It was a call from Carly. Celine, are you free? Let's grab some coffee, Carly said. Chapter 107. Celine was surprised that Carly had invited her for coffee. She didn't respond immediately. Carly raised an eyebrow and smirked. What's wrong, Celine? Are you afraid? You've been riding high on your recent wings and feeling invisible, aren't you? Are you scared of me now? Celine curved her red lips into a faint smile. All right, I'll see you soon. After hanging up, Celine got ready to leave. Her phone buzzed with a WhatsApp notification from James, who had sent her a complex surgical proposal. Doctor, this was a tricky surgery I encountered last week. If you have time, please guide me through it. James was the president of Yoring University and also one of her students. Coincidentally, Tracy had graduated from Yoring University and was one of James' most promising students. In fact, Tracy's role as her assistant had been heavily supported by James' recommendation. In a way, they were all part of the same mentor-student lineage. Celine replied, "Sure." Half an hour later, Celine arrived at the cafe. She spotted Carly immediately, unlike someone casually waiting. Carly stood by the staircase as if deliberately anticipating her arrival. Celine ascended the stairs, her voice calm and direct. Carly, I don't think our relationship has ever been close enough for casual coffee. Say what did you want to say? Carly, in her crystal heels and a bold red slip dress, looked radiant and dazzling. Celine, congratulations. You really pulled off a win at the press conference. Thanks, Celine replied flatly. But so what? Even if you win, can you truly ever have Adam? Celine met her gaze without saying so. So at that moment, Carly's peripheral vision caught sight of the cafe doors swinging open. A tall, a tall, handsome figure walked in, exuding a bearing of power and sophistication. Carly stepped closer to the edge of the staircase, lowering her voice as she grinned. Celine, I'm just worried that you are flying too close to the sun. It's time. I'll bring you crashing back down to reality. Before Celine could react, Carly grabbed her sleeve and suddenly screamed in panic. No, no, no. With that, she tumbled dramatically down the staircase, rolling all the way to the bottom. Isn't this such a telenovela? Oh my God. Celine's lashes fluttered slightly as she looked on. She wasn't entirely sure what game Carly was playing this time, but it was clear that the woman wasn't holding back on herself. A deep, cold voice suddenly called out, Carly! Celine turned her head and saw Adam. He was there. He was here. In that instant, Celine understood what Carly was trying to do. Adam entered just in time to see Carly falling down the stairs. He immediately rushed forward. Carly, Carly. Celine descended the stairs and said with a neutral tone, Adam, she's pulling the same stunt again. Don't tell me you can't see that she threw herself down on purpose. Carly lay on the ground, her face pale and drenched in cold sweat. Adam, my leg, it hurts so much. So you go through all this stress for a man. You can break your leg and maybe you will not be able to walk again just because you want a man to love you because of his money. So you can get designer bags, clothes, blah 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 blah. Adam felt something warm and sticky on his hand. He looked down and realized it was blood. Kali's leg was injured and blood was streaming from the wound. Without sparing Celine a glance, he scooped Kali in his arms and headed straight to the hospital. Of course, we know that. Celine called after him, Adam, don't be fooled by her. Adam paused mid-step and turned his head slightly. His icy gaze swept over her. Celine, how can you be so heartless? Kali is a dancer. Her legs are her livelihood. And now she's hurt. With that, Adam carried Kali out, leaving Celine standing frozen in place. He had called her heartless. Meanwhile, he is the heartless one, Mr. Alvarez. Chapter 108. It wasn't as if she had pushed Kali down the stairs. Kali had done it herself. Still, Adam's reaction had been visceral. Visceral. Sorry. Seeing her injured leg, especially knowing she was the lead ballerina, he was heartbroken, deeply so. Celine let out a bitter self-deprecating chuckle. Inside the VIP suite of the hospital, Kali's leg had already been treated by the doctors. Adam's expression tightened as he asked the doctor, is her leg injured badly? Will this affect her ability to dance in the future? The doctor reassured him, Mr. Alvarez, no need to worry. We conducted a thorough scan. Fortunately, it's only a light wound. There was no damage to the muscle or bones. As long as she rests properly, she will be able to return to dancing without issue. With that, the doctor left. Adam felt something touching his palm. Carly had reached out her slender hand, slipping into Adam's palm. Her delicate fingers curled around his. Adam lowered his gaze to her pale face, which was tilted up toward him. I'm fine, Adam. Don't worry about me. He had been so visibly worried about her. It was exactly as she had hoped, but her heart was still warm and satisfied. Why did you throw yourself down the stairs? Adam suddenly asked. Carly froze, but she quickly recovered. She knew she couldn't lie to him. She wasn't planning on fooling him either. Adam, I felt like you've been distant from me lately. I can't feel your love anymore. I don't feel safe. He didn't deny it ever since the incident where she tried to use Mary as leverage. Something between them has shifted. He had kept his distance, finding her less and less like the girl he had once met in the mountain cave. Furthermore, he was spending his time with Celine. He couldn't explain it, but Celine had a way of pulling him in. The memory of that stormy night at the B&B flashed in his mind. He had allowed himself to give in to fleeting moments of passion with her. Looking at the frail and teary-eyed Carly now, guilt crept into his chest. Men can be so masculine, strong, but trust me, a woman can easily make a man feel guilty, especially with tears. But not all men die. Not all men, because I've known some men that for so long that they don't care. The memory of that, okay, I've gone there. He sat down on the edge of the bed, his tone softening. But throwing yourself down the stairs, what if you had seriously hurt yourself? What about your dancing career? Carly leaned into his embrace, her fragile frame trembling as she buried herself against him. Adam, I was just afraid you didn't want me anymore. You said back in the cave that you would always want me. If you don't, then I don't even care about these legs. I don't even care about my life. The mention of that day in the cave made something inside him ache. How could he stay mad at her? Adam wrapped his arms around Carly tightly. Don't say such things. I won't leave you. This was his promise. He would never leave Carly. A promise made by a man like him was as solid as a lifetime vow. Carly's lip curved into a triumphant smile. She had known this would work. His heart was still hers, and he would continue to pamper her like before. Today, the fall had been worth it, completely worth it. Carly pouted slightly, tilting her face up toward him. I understand that because of Mrs. Alvarez senior self, you can't divorce Celine for now. But starting today, I don't want you two sharing a room anymore. Don't think I don't know you've been staying in the same room with her. I don't want that, understand? It was true. Adam and Celine had shared a room, a bed, even. He had found himself unable to resist her beauty and the quiet allure she exuded. However, that wasn't right. Kelly was the one he had chosen, the one he wanted to be with. He had to put an end to this and stop giving Celine the chance to seduce him. Oh my goodness. Adam held Kelly closer, his voice soothing. His voice soothing. I've already arranged for Celine to attend your university. She will be staying on campus. From now on, there will be no more shared rooms. So this is chapter 109. And this is where we end today because I don't want to speed this video, neither do I want it to be long. So I think it's 35 minutes, but when I edit, I think it will be about 30 minutes or maybe 20 something minutes. So we are going to continue from chapter 110 in the next one. So what do you think? Carly was dating Adam. Adam went into comatose. Carly vanished. Then Celine took care of Adam. Adam recovered. Carly came back. The moment he came back, Adam ran after her. They made Celine marry Adam when he was in comatose. Because he was in comatose, they thought he was not worthy of Carly. So they made Celine married in Carly's stead. And guess what? When he got better, now they said that Celine doesn't deserve Adam. Carly deserves him because now he can walk on his two legs and he have money to spend on them. So now Celine doesn't deserve him. And as dumb as Adam is, he's still following Carly like a dog. What do you think? What do you think? Do you think Celine should entertain all this? Do you think Celine should even be staying with Adam? Do you think Celine should even be following Adam to his grandma's place? What, like, Celine should be honest and tell Mary that Adam and I are no more. We are getting divorced. Just say it. You can still advocate to take care of her since you're a doctor, but you shouldn't deceive the woman that you're still dating Adam or you're still married to Adam. Let her know what is going on because this Adam man just gets on my nerves. He annoys me. Oh my god. Guys, I know you are watching the story from the webfic app, but please just come here and say hello to me. I love the fact that you're watching it from the webfic app. It's I love it. But then you need to come and say hello to me. Okay? Okay. So thank you so much for joining me and thank you for liking and subscribing to the channel because I know you liked it. It doesn't cost a thing for you to like a video. And thank you for subscribing because I know you subscribe. It doesn't cost a thing for you to subscribe to this channel. I'll see you again in another video. But until then, bye.